Hey, this is Abandon, and I thought I would make a quick video about some thoughts I've been having about my journey and the into identification, and how I've actually how that journey impacts or has been impacted by the world around me and the environments I've found myself in. Now, when I was younger, I was mostly in a heteronormative type of environment, which, for the most part, a lot of people have found themselves in. And in that time, I was like, well, maybe if I can finally get out of this environment and into the GBLT or gay environment, I would find more acceptance, and then I'd finally be among my people, for lack of a better word. And growing up, I held on to that, and when I was able to become and interact with the GBLT environment around me, or in bigger cities or what have you, I've come to find out that the attitude was kind of naive, because it wasn't a cure-all. It wasn't like, oh, I finally found acceptance. And a lot of the problems I have, it stems from my own trans status and my own ace status, and dealing with non-trans and non-ace people and my interactions. And then there's always this frisson that I find myself just a part of, and it's difficult, because I would like to have intimacy and companionship, and I am drawn towards people that are more male presenting and male identified, and for the most part just cis gay. And that it's difficult, because it's like we don't understand each other. I think that I'm trying to understand them, but I'm probably just confusing them, and they are definitely confusing me. And I honestly don't know how to, in a lot of ways, interact in those situations, because I find myself wanting these interactions, but I don't know how to go about fully constructing them. Or they want to construct it in one way and I want to construct it in another way. I've had plenty of boyfriends tell me that they're gay and they want to date a man, and that's not me. I don't identify as a woman either, but I'm definitely not a man, and I do very much step away from that whole attitude of well, you could just call me a man just so I can have this relationship. That's not something that I have ever been able to do. And so it causes a lot of frisson. And then there's, my natural absurdity, and just how I go about constructing my life it's kind of butted against the types of relationships that I find myself in. And then, some personal issues that I've had with a lot of the gay, and for lack of a better term, I'm going to use cis gay, but I don't mean it in a derogatory way. I just mean it in someone who their birth gender is how they identify and how they express themselves. So a lot of cis gay men confuse me, because they exhibit a lot of behaviors that I can't be a party to or condone, or condone. There's a lot of, and this is only my interactions, I've come across a lot of people that are misogynist or transphobic, and or just basically they don't know, or they have a very odd view of femininity and the expression of femininity in society. And maybe it's just the people that I have found myself interacting with, and maybe it's honestly the people I find myself attracted to, and that would be funny. So yeah, I found a lot of gay men that think just because they're gay, they have a bi or a pass when it comes to how they relate to women and trans people, and just in general. And that is not something that is easy for me to be a party to. So when I'm in these relationships and I find these people exhibiting these behaviors, I can't help but feel let down. And, to be honest, they probably feel let down about me because they want me to be more male presenting, or to just, be easily defined. And the problem I'm having, and which is hard when you find yourself in a relationship, I'm still evolving into whatever this end product is going to be. And right now I can't give a partner sureties, and a lot of cis gay men that I have found myself in relationships with, they want, or they really want that, or they seem to want that. Now, I will fully admit that I don't always understand, and I can't understand, what drives them or what they need. If I did, then I'd probably be still in relationships with them. So, I'm not saying that I am blameless in this. I'm just going through my own thoughts and where I find myself in these thoughts, and I don't cast any kind of blame on these people. They are, for the most part, wonderful people. It's just, on my end of things, what have I had to navigate and negotiate on through the relationship and after the relationship ended. And there's so many little ties in there. There's the trans issue, the agender issue, the asexual issue, the not really digging misogynist kind of expressions, or transphobic expressions, or even say anti-drag queen expressions. It really boggles my mind. And it goes back to that whole, I thought I would be among more accepting people, and the naivety of that. People are people for the most part, and just because they might identify as a particular sexuality or gender expression does not immediately have them just be more open and accepting and compassionate. I've met a lot of people that say they're very compassionate, and yet they're very narrow-minded when it comes to my identity and how I express my identity. But then again, that could just be because we were in a relationship and people like surety, I guess. So there's a lot here, and there's a lot I've kind of touched on and just brushed past, because like I said, I'm still thinking, and I might put up another video where I actually do a more in-depth look at this, but I just needed to get this out of my head right now and just put it somewhere, so I'm going to put it here. So it's just you know, where finding communities and finding acceptance and navigating through the communities and looking at the community with an awareness and an openness that, you know, you can't put people in these boxes. Even though I would want the GBLT community to be more accepting and more open and more aligned, I guess, with my own beliefs, which is kind of narrow-minded in a way. Actually, it's very narrow-minded. I can't force people to be open-minded. I could just keep trying to live my life as tolerantly and as compassionately as I can, while at the same time showing accountability or showing avenues where people, even myself, can show where they are accountable and grow from that. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I hope this is there, and I hope, you know, there's a video in there somewhere, and I didn't just start talking in front of a camera for no reason. Bye.